Welcome to the Pediatric Dietitian Podcast, where we, Jen and Danielle, discuss all things related to nutrition for children of all ages so that you, the parents, can learn practical, evidence-based solutions to nourish your child long-term.
Hi, welcome back to the Pediatric Dietitian Podcast. I'm Jen.
I'm Danielle.
And today we're going to talk about part 2, basically, of our summer series, talking about different habits and things that you can do in the summer to keep your kids on track.
Yeah, for sure. So like we mentioned during our last podcast, it's not all or nothing. It's not just like all the healthy habits that you guys have been building go out the window during summertime, but different seasons of life are going to happen. Doesn't matter if it's vacation, summer camps, people visiting, it's always going to be something.
There's always something.
So trying to learn to navigate those changes in your routine is so important. The younger your kids are, the easier it is to get them to be flexible and adaptable. But once you guys kind of can conquer like managing the change in routine, but then getting back into it as soon as life gets normal, then you're so much more set up for success for long-term healthy habits. And that's what we're about, right? Like we're not about the short-term stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you guys like ate your vegetables every day for 5 days. We're more concerned about the habits that are being instilled into kids that they're going to continue the rest of their lives. Right. And so summer's part of it. Vacations are part of it. So we're continuing today. We still have more tips for you. So let's get into it. One of the big things is communicating with the kids ahead of time about your expectations during this next season. Okay. Again, whether it's summer camp, whether it's grandma's visiting for the next 3 weeks, you're visiting her, whatever, you guys are going somewhere, people are coming here, or it's
changes are happening.
Or it's just nothing's going on and there's no school, there's no camps, there's no activities. It's just going to be a really chill summer. We're going to be at home, relaxing, having fun, whatever the case. It is different than their Monday through Friday routine. And so it's great to kind of use a family dinner night, maybe to kind of have a brief little family meeting and just chat about it, have a discussion. Kids really do better with that communication and having a heads up, which I feel like a lot of parents are surprised by. I was talking to a mom the other day and we were talking about some changes to implement for her child. And I was like, give him a heads up about this. Before you're just like, we're not having the tablet at dinner time anymore. There's going to be a new food on your plate every time we eat dinner. You got to tell him that it's going to happen beforehand, before he sees it. And he's like, what is
freaking out?
I'm eating that. I don't like that. Just like tell him ahead of time, many times. So remember I said on Monday, we're going to have that piece of food on there on your plate. And I know you don't like it and you're probably not going to want to try it right away, but it's going to be there. And just...
And like explain why, why it's good for them. Like the tablets are not needed during meal times, or they're we're trying to talk. We're having dinner as a good day.
Don't you want to hear about mine? They're like, no.
True.
But like the no screens at meal times, first of all, only works if parents are abiding by that too. And then also if you're engaging them in a conversation that they're interested in. If you're all just staring at each other.
I know. If you're boring them, they're gonna be like, I'm just gonna get up. This is dumb.
It's not a time for a lecture. Okay. Let's ask about their day. Let's engage them in conversation. Let's talk about plans as a family. This is an opportunity where you can discuss the things that are coming up. Okay. You guys are going to so-and-so's birthday party on Saturday. Well, because you're going to be able to have all the treats, it's probably going to be so fun. And then for dinner that night, we're just not going to have any dessert after. Okay. So I just want to give you that heads up because you're going to be able to enjoy that dessert there.
Like we're going to Disney World for a week. We're going to have lots of treats, but we're still going to eat our veggies. We're still going to go to sleep on time. We're still going to try to keep some type of routine and some type of structure to the day so that it's not just a free-for-all. Kids thrive on routine and structure, and not having that is just kind of like intense. Like it's too much.
Yeah, I like, what do I do with myself? So much freedom.
Exactly.
And you don't have to have, of course, like still the perfect routine during vacation, but just some aspects of it. Like,
gotta be some leeway to it, but
yeah, for sure. I do think it's very helpful for kids to learn to be flexible and adaptable without, you know, the perfect bedtime routine and the perfect meal and the same cup that they're used to drinking out of, you know. But it's important for them to learn that adaptability and to be like, we don't always get everything we want. We just have to roll with the punches. But again, it's not all or nothing. There are some aspects you can still find ways to include, like just kind of identifying what is feasible to maintain during this trip, during the summer. Okay, so that communication aspect is so helpful. And then just reminding the kids, don't wait until you're in the middle of the Disneyland trip in line for the ice cream to tell them you're only getting one topping. But I want 3. Like, tell them ahead of time. Like you said, like, do you guys care more about getting, I don't know. What are the treats at Disneyland? Do you care more about getting like a toy when we go to the gift shop, or like a Frosty, or you know, an ice cream, whatever? Like, what? Yeah, thank you.
Come on, I couldn't forget it.
So like, let them pick. Maybe you can give them choices within reason. But then, okay, well, if you want that, that's going to be your treat for the day. We're not going to get the nachos and the soda and the ice cream. Like, pick the thing. Yeah,
you get one like cool thing. Yeah, when we went to Disneyland, like we did the same thing. We're just kind of like, okay, this is your one treat. It was the Dole Whip. The Dole Whip is so freaking good. But that was like our treat for the day, you know?
Exactly.
Like it's
and so the communication ahead of time can really help with kids having reasonable expectations going in, and that helps prevent some, not all, of the meltdowns, some, not all, of the negotiations, right? But if it's like we didn't talk about the expectations, then it's not really unreasonable that they're asking for more and more. You guys didn't kind of lay out the groundwork ahead of time. So like, if, let's say you're on the road trip and you are stopping at the gas station for snacks and you have all 3 kids, can I have this? Can I have that? But he got that. Like, if you didn't explain to them before you got out of the car, we are getting one treat. I will show you the options and then we can choose. Or maybe he's choosing the treat this time. Tomorrow, you're going to get to choose the treat that we're sharing, because we're not getting, you know, each kid a huge bag of chips, whatever the case, you know? So there has to be still some limits and structure, and that can really help guide your kids' choices. They're not going to choose the healthy choice you want them to choose all on their own all of a sudden. They do need the guidance. They need you to shape that decision making. I like this visual of, like, when kids go bowling, they put up the guardrails.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
The bumpers.
The bumpers. Okay. And so you guys are the bumpers. So they can ping pong all the way down and they still get to throw that ball down, but it's within the limits that you guys set. So if we are going to be getting the smallest size at Starbucks on this trip, you tell them that ahead of time. You don't wait till you're at the counter and then you're trying to limit the volume in which they are negotiating and whining, and you're embarrassed. You're like, oh my God, well, now we're not getting anything. You know?
I think that's just a great tip in general for like grocery shopping. Like, you know, like if you go and like you didn't talk about it ahead of time, your kid is just wanting to throw everything in that cart.
Exactly.
I mean, it's kind of, you know, you got to talk about it beforehand and say, hey, like, we're going to get one fun thing. You get to pick it out, whatever you want.
Right. Or I will show you what options you can choose from.
You can have this
depends on your child. If you know, if I give them a free-for-all, they're going to pick something ridiculous, then don't say that. Okay. Know your child, have reasonable expectations, because, so anyways, okay. What about the kids who they're not really doing much this summer, right? Like, we're not going on trips. We're just having a chill summer at home. We're not doing camps, because that happens. That was mostly my childhood. Sometimes we took like a beach trip for a weekend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like some summers, it's just a lot of time at home. Both parents are still working.
Yeah.
There's a lot of free time.
I realized as an adult that we don't get summer anymore.
Oh, it's so sad.
You know, like having my own child, I'm now like, wait, I don't get 3 months off. Like, when did this happen? This is not cool.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like again, there's not this wake up time that we have to do at 7 a.m. to get ready for school. There's not that whole routine of get dressed, put the iPad down.
Gotta be out the door by 8.
Right.
Like, you have just unlimited free time.
Yeah.
So you still have to, create some type of structure, whether it's we're going to go to the park at a certain time or we're going to go take a walk at a certain time every day. We're going to be up by 10, 9 or 10, whatever your restriction is.
Bedtime at a reasonable time.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, there should still be some structure. It doesn't have to be as rigid as the school year at all, but I would really caution you to continue to limit the screen time during summer. That can get away from you quite easily. Again, it's like the aspect of trying to anticipate the upcoming change in your life, talking about it as a family ahead of time, like, guys, end of school next week, so how are the days going to look? What do you guys really care about? Do you care about staying up late, or do you care about sleeping in more? Do you care about, like, is there anything you want to do? Do you want to, like, go to the park? We got to stay active. Do you guys have any ideas? Try and get them a little bit involved, get them to have a little bit of buy-in. So it's not just feeling like a dictatorship here.
Then they're going to want to do it more. They're going to want to stay more on track because they're like, oh, okay, I can get up by 10 or whatever as long as I get to stay up till 10,
Right. And it's almost like that reverse psychology where it's like, if they thought of it.
Yeah, true. Then they'll be more down to do it.
Yeah, the more they feel like this was all your idea, the less I want to do it, even though it's something they like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So again, get the conversation going, get some input from the kids. Be like, well, I know you guys like being outside, even though you give me a hard time beforehand. But when you're out there, you like it.
You're having fun. Yeah.
So like, would it be more fun if we went with you to the park and we all were playing tag together instead of me saying, go to the park, or go outside, go play outside. What if we rode bikes as a family after dinner? Is that more fun? Oh yeah, that's more fun, instead of just be like, go outside.
Yeah.
So try and get them engaged and thinking of ideas, ask them their opinions, because when kids, just like us, when kids feel heard and understood, it really helps build your connection with them. It helps with the buy-in. It helps with follow through, essentially, because they're like, well, that was part of my idea and mom understood me.
Maybe even like with the meals, like each one of you are going to pick out what we're going to make for dinner this week, kind of getting their buy-in for mealtime. That might help with some of the fighting of, I don't want to eat that.
Right. It could
you chose it.
It could be something like,
taco night.
It could be something that you don't have time to do during the school year. Even like, once a week, you'll each take a turn picking a new recipe and you can help cook it with me.
Yeah, cool.
I actually do like to use the summertime to focus on some things that you guys don't have time to focus on during the school year, as long as your summer is more relaxed and chill. Just depending on the family.
Yeah, learn how to bake, like learn how to sew, I don't know, come up fine, maybe not sewing, but
yeah, learn how to
come up with some new activity that you
let's say breakfast is a hard meal for your kids during the week and they're like, I'm so tired of the toast and eggs. I don't even like the eggs that you make. So use the summertime to experiment with new recipes to figure out okay, what are some new go-to options that we can use during the school year when it comes?
Maybe they're just starting to get into cooking or something. Like, do you want to learn how to make a French omelet? Let's go. Let's do this.
Right. And if you
spend all summer practicing,
then on the school day, it's very easy. Maybe not a French omelet, but
no, that's a little time consuming.
I did have a family the other day who was like, I've never made French toast. I'm like, oh my God, it's so easy. I don't even use a recipe.
So that's a weekday go-to. Yeah.
So I'm like, but if you practice it on a day when it's more chill, that is the time to experiment more, so that when the next school year comes, you're better prepared. Practice more of the school lunches you want to make for your kids and test them out. Practice new dinner recipes, test them out.
Then you're also probably watching them more to see if this was a hit or not.
Right. And so if this is a season of life coming up, the summer, where it is going to be more lax and chill and you will have more time, if there is something that's a concern for one of your kids in terms of their health, like the fact that they eat zero vegetables or they're struggling with their weight in either direction, this could be a season of time that you just really focus on it.
Mhm.
Maybe during the school year, it was like here and there, we can focus on
Yeah.
a new habit or change,
Yeah.
but like just dedicate the next 2 to 3 months of like, okay, we're just going to put that vegetable on your plate every day, or we're finally going to stop buying Capri Sun and soda. Like we are finally going to do more homemade meals, because
Yeah.
if you can use this time as like a bounce off into the next season of the next school year, it will really help you. Some kids even like, might need feeding therapy or something. And I'm like, just do it for the summer. Like maybe it's completely unfeasible during the school year. And I'm like, just do some
It's easier.
sessions during the summer, do a cooking class for your kid during the summer. It doesn't need to be when life is so busy during the school year.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say also too, the good part of the summer expectations and stuff is that it'll keep them on track for when school starts again. Cause like if you're just having like a willy-nilly summer and you're waking up, at 11 a.m. and stuff, like it's going to be really hard to get back up at 7 a.m. Like
Brutal.
It's rough. So you got to kind of work your way back up to that school year routine.
Yeah. So again, like just having some aspects of a routine still during the summer. If you're not doing anything, like I really encourage you guys to continue limiting the screen time, encouraging outdoor time, encouraging physical activity. If you can't get them outdoors because like, well, we're working and we can't like just stop and go outdoors with them, like YouTube still has like great dance videos for kids, exercise videos for kids. If
it's really hot outside. Yeah,
that too, if it's too hot.
And also like, having more of that structure will help more with the frequently wanting to snack. Like that's a really tough part of summer, just not having a lot of things to do during the day is just like you're sitting by the fridge and you want to keep snacking.
Yeah, I'm bored.
I'm bored.
Automatically I'm hungry. And you know that they're not hungry, but they're just bored.
Exactly.
And that same habit adults may have, obviously kids can have.
Yeah.
So it's a thing that can happen. Be very careful to not fall into that trap of overly buying the packaged snacks and then overly allowing, like just the access should not change during the summer. So there shouldn't be just a free for all of snacks. And again, that always goes back to, but what's in the house? If you don't want them snacking on that so much, do not buy it. If it has to constantly be controlled, if kids are constantly being told, no, don't eat that, why are you buying it?
In the house?
It's very confusing to a 6-year-old to have foods there in the pantry or in the freezer or whatever, and then being told, no, you can't have that.
They're off limits.
Yeah. Oh, when am I allowed to eat?
Yeah, exactly.
So focus on limiting still especially the packaged snacks, the popsicles, the ice cream bars, whatever. Because if it's not there, then they won't have much to snack on but the cucumbers and carrots and fruit in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to really say no to those. And they're probably not going to want a ton of them anyway.
I mean, also fill them up. Like, that the hard part of the frequent snacking is if it's these empty calories, like they're just going to keep going back for more because they're not full. They're not like satisfied.
Yeah. So don't fall into that trap and also explain it. That is another opportunity to communicate those expectations ahead of time. Like, guys, we're not going to be snacking on this and this all day.
Yeah.
And what you say has to match up with your actions. Don't say that and then whoops. I let them have this all day and I kept buying it. So that's weird. So if you're constantly telling them not to eat it, but then you keep buying it, they kind of lose trust, I think, in what you're saying, and then they lose respect for those rules that you're trying to enforce or those limits you're trying to enforce because you're not backing it up with action. So it's like a whole snowball effect. But again, as always, kids thrive with structure and limits and routines. So don't give those up completely during the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
There's ways for them to have a chill and relaxed summer without snacking all the
Yeah.
time. And honestly, the boredom is kind of a gift in terms of how it can result in more creativity. I did have one patient, the mom took the screens away for like 3 months because of something bad he did. It was a punishment.
Oh.
But she was like, by the end of the 3 months, the amount of like creativity coming out of him, the things he would build and draw and paint and like the outdoor time, like it was a different kid after the 3 months.
So wild.
And so we were talking at the end of the 3 months, and I was like, I don't know if we should go back to the screens at all. Maybe we should keep them away. Like maybe it could just be an hour on a weekend.
It's so crazy. Like when we were kids, like we didn't even have to worry about it. Like I don't think I got like a video game till I was like 12.
I know, it's so different.
You know, like we would watch TV, but it was such a different thing. It wasn't just an automatic, like, I want to watch.
On at all times.
Yeah, exactly. Like you had to check the TV guide. Like we were so, I know, the good old days. I've heard a lot of parents are trying to go back to this like kind of 90s nostalgic vibe of like,
I'm for it.
What are they called? Like landlines instead of cell phones. I was like, what do they call it? Landlines?
No, I love it. Yeah, because there wasn't stuff on at all times. We would like wait for our 30-minute show to come on, you know, or
sister would grab the remote right as it was turning on.
Yeah. We had like our one Saturday morning. Does anyone remember
the cartoons?
Yes, the cartoons on Saturday morning. Like my parents wouldn't wake up in time to catch us. No, but we were allowed that. Or like a Friday night movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Netflix. There's something on at all times. You just type it in.
Exactly.
So
I feel like that's a cool thing to bring back in the summer. It's like slower way of life, you know, like watching movies outside and sleepovers and, you know.
It's also like something to look forward to. Friday night movie. It makes it more special to not have it available at all times.
Exactly.
Too.
We would only have pizza on Friday.
Yeah.
Like that was our thing.
Ice cream on Fridays. And we had a movie and we had popcorn.
It was like you had to wait the entire week and then Friday.
Friday night. And it was such a fun memory. Like having something available at all times like takes away from the joy of it.
Yeah.
It's not special anymore.
It's too instantaneous of like, I want a burger. I ordered it on Postmates and the burger's here. Like
we have access to everything now. And so
much.
I think we have to kind of remember that, like the joy of what the limits bring us.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of parents feel like, well, I'm depriving my kid.
Yeah.
Especially because his friends,
the friends are having it.
I'm like, yeah, but
you're not depriving them. Like they're gonna have ice cream many times throughout their life. Like they don't need it every single day.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes like it also becomes you kind of get burnt out on it if you have it too much too.
Yeah.
Like
again, it's not special anymore.
Yeah, it's not special. Exactly.
I think that can happen with ice cream personally, but I understand.
Maybe that's like the one thing. But if I was forced to eat pizza every single day, like I honestly don't think I could do it.
I would choose to.
I don't think I could do it every single day for like a whole week. I think I would be like, no, that's enough.
Okay, maybe I would get tired of it.
It depends on the pizza though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, last tip we want to give you guys is family members, like extended family members, grandparents. I hear a lot.
How to navigate the grandparents.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I really think it depends on your family dynamics and your relationship with the aunts and uncles or the grandparents or whoever it is going to be that's going to have an influence over what your kid is eating during the summer. But like, honestly, some parents of mine, they're like, there's no talking to grandma. I tried. Like, she will continue doing exactly what she's doing. I'm like, yeah, what do you do? Okay. Well, in that circumstance, give up because like you don't want to ruin your relationship with grandma because you keep telling her to please stop giving him Doritos. Right? So you pick and choose your battles. I'll leave that to you guys. And then it's, again, like we said before, focus on what you can control. Okay. So if grandma keeps giving him Doritos and extra portions of rice, because I want to feed my baby, I'll feed it. What's more? You know, like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then the rest of the meals that you have control over, you back off and try to balance it. Okay. But if it is the grandparents that I don't know that will listen.
Yeah.
Right?
Talk to them beforehand and really set the expectations. Like, I know it's summer. I know they're coming to stay with you for 2 weeks, but you can't just you can't just have ice cream every single night.
Right.
You can't just have, junk food every single day, and like communicating also too, like why you're doing this. Like
Yeah.
we're making these changes because so and so has been having issues with hyperactivity, or we're
Yeah.
making these changes because we're trying to get healthier as a family.
Yeah.
Like they should be a part of that process too. And grandma and grandpa could probably also work on their lifestyle
I know,
changes.
right?
Not talking to my parents specifically, but
But yeah. So if there's something that you feel like they could do, like, well, can you at least include a vegetable every dinner?
Yeah.
Anything like that. If you think that they could that they would receive it well, then at least try. Give them the opportunity to.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't be like, well, no, you're not going to their house because they're going to not feed you like I do.
Surprise you. You never know.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I think I just all hear all the horror stories from my patients' parents.
I do too. I mean, I've heard that lately too. It's like it's a whole nother ball game when they go to grandma and grandpa's house, and I think that's the time when you need to get your family on the same page. It works.
Possible.
Yeah, same thing for spouses. Like you all have to be on the same page of like we are trying to better our kids' lives, and this is how we would like to move forward.
Yeah, and we need your support in it.
Yeah.
And it kind of undermines the message that this is for health. If grandma and grandpa don't seem to care about health.
Yeah, exactly.
But then so in the cases where that is just not the reality and the grandparents will not get on the same page, I would just talk to your kids and be like, yeah, I mean, I wish grandma or grandpa would understand this is because it's healthier for us, but oh well, we tried.
Yeah, exactly.
People can get set in their ways. We don't want to be set in our ways. We want to always be learning, always be open to new changes, that make us healthier, but also like that's at grandma and grandpa's house. When you're at their house, that's how you will eat. This is our house. And this is how we eat. And it's not necessarily a horrible thing, but it's just like, I want you to enjoy the treats there and not feel ashamed of it. It's all normal that you want those treats, totally normal feelings. But like now we're home and we're just going to balance it out by eating as healthy as we can here so that you can enjoy the treats there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
beautiful.
Good luck this summer. If you guys do come across different circumstances that we haven't talked about this summer and you'd like feedback or weigh in, like message us. Let us know what those circumstances were.
Keep following us at Pediatric Dietitian. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. What else? YouTube. We got all the things. So keep following along.